One of the hardest things that we humans face is the moral way of life. We are bombarded by stresses and issues left and right. Problems with the boss at work, problems with money, problems with the family and friendship circles. We struggle to work well with our fellow man, and what happens when we reach a time when our income and our expenditure do not match up? We all want to see ourselves as moral and responsible people who work hard and live in the best way that we can. But once in a while, we need to reflect back on our lives and have a look at our moral compasses. Have we gone off track? Are we missing a point? Are we not following what we know to be right? Humans are very complex creatures, and we make mistakes. Often the instincts that have been given to us by nature are creating issues that are going against the moral grain, such as the woman who has grown an addiction to the emotional state of a new relationship to the point whereby she wishes to leave her husband and has been with her for many years and has supported her in all ways, and wants to make a new relationship connections with new men, which invariably fail, thus leaving the woman alone without both husband and lover. Or maybe the man whose lust for money grows so strong that he cares not whether he hurts anyone, or the way that an addict who steals from his family to buy drink and drugs. Often the issues can happen on more subtle levels, and we can get resentment or bitterness that build up under our skin for years and years, thus making us powerless over a new drive towards hatred and to score points against people who in reality aren't our rivals after all. No matter what, at some point the human may wish to change the path of his or her life and bring a morality back under check and find a solution. When we humans search for a solution to the issues of our moral compasses being pushed off track, we may search through many different methodologies, but eventually we may come to something that can be roughly or loosely called spiritual solutions. Sometimes we misunderstand the spiritual issue at stake through lack of an in-depth searching and fearless, objective and rational analysis of what the problem is. And at times we may seek the solution and find it the wrong one, sometimes making the problem worse before it gets better. This is, unfortunately, often the way of change and personal growth. But in many cases, if we are persistent in our search, we may find the right spiritual solution to the very real moral or psychological issue at the heart of the matter. Often an ability to find a solution in a religious or spiritual path comes about through giving up before we've begun, rather like an amateur metal detector knowing that metal lurks on a beach, but giving up after only having searched the first 1% of the whole beach. Don't get me wrong here, each spiritual and religious school of thought has dozens of different paths and attitudes. Often the path as promoted by a religious person may not be the one that the seeker needs. It is up to the seeker to find the right path of change. Remember that in this context, I am referring to spirituality as a means of personal change rather than a following of any stereotypes that any religious person may be promoting. Know that the path of change is out there, and you will need to carry on your search to find it and to find the right method of change for you.